My name is Pat DeMayo, and I live at 305 North Fredericksburg in Ventnor. I've lived there for 44 years. I've raised 5 children, and we've had 10 grandchildren. And we have always had a bird bath in our backyard. And we've always had a bird house. And my grandchildren and my children absolutely love this part of nature. I can understand you don't want to feed the seagulls on the beach, and I can understand that. Well, what I don't understand is at the end of our block, you have the schoolyard, and you allow dogs all over from Margate and all over from Ventnor to come and defecate on where our children play. And that is every single day. Before I came here tonight, I saw 7 different types of birds in my backyard and a little rabbit. I'm not allowed to feed the birds? We're not going to have this anymore in our area? What are we doing? Ventnor is beautiful. Are we going to send all the birds away? Then we're going to get mosquitoes because the birds eat mosquitoes. So you have to be more precise than what you're setting here. And also I think you have to address the dogs coming to the schoolyard because this is not healthy for our children. Thank you.
Thank you. Someone else? Yes.
My name is Gail Biddle. I live at 502 North Burley Avenue in Ventnor. I totally agree with the 3 people that preceded me. I have lived at my residence for 21 years. I have fed the birds, the squirrels, and whatever comes to my house for 21 years. I grew up in the city. I was taught by my parents to respect the wildlife, to respect all animals, and if they're in need, to help them. My property is immaculate. It's immaculate inside and outside. My feeders are cleaned. My water bowls are washed every single day, sometimes twice a day. And if something comes to my door and it's hurt or injured, I take care of it. I get phone calls from numerous people about a bird that's injured, a bird that's sick, or something was hit. They come to my door or they call me. It is our right and how can I say this? Our responsibility to take care of the wildlife. We are their brethren, and we need to respect them, to care for them. They're like children, but they're children with wings or 4 legs. And I can understand when some people get aggravated about the gulls on the beach or whatever. You shouldn't feed the gulls on the beach because there's a lot of people that would injure a gull on the beach. And nobody knows, they're probably unaware of the fact that seagulls are protected by the government. If you hurt a seagull, you get a fine. Cleanliness is important. I think the city should be more concerned with the people that walk their dogs, and I have a dog, and that don't pick up. I think that's what the city needs to be concerned about. And there's so many misnomers that, the feces from the birds are going into our water. No, that's a misnomer too. They should be more concerned about all the white flags on everybody's lawn between the spring, the summer, and the fall. That's what's going into our water. That's the poison. It's just a total attack on the wildlife, and I am just so sickened and tired of hearing these attacks. They're ridiculous and they're uncalled for. And it's a shame that there are people in this world that hate wildlife or hate an animal. I feel very sorry for them, very sorry. And these people, I think, should go and maybe live in a cement block for a month or be blinded or deaf for a month. And then they would cherish the sound of a bird or cherish the sight of an animal.
Thank you very much.
Is there
Anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
My name is Elaine Fogler. I live at 617 Kingsley Drive in Ventnor. I moved here 13 years ago. My home is situated on a block where we have the wetlands behind us. When I moved here, my neighborhood was overrun with feral cats. I was lucky enough to befriend and be introduced to my neighbor, Lillian Freund. She directed me to the Humane Society of Atlantic County, and my husband and I and Lillian, we took it upon ourselves to trap and spay and vaccinate these wild cats. We took it upon ourselves to find homes for the kittens of these cats. The adult cats cannot be domesticated. We returned them to the wetlands area. For 13 years, I have been feeding these animals. There are now only 2 left. One night, 11 winters ago, my husband and I were driving home behind the Shalom house. We saw 3 young cats feeding out of open dumpsters. We fed the cats for several days and then trapped them and took them to the Humane Society. One of the young kittens, 8 months old, was already pregnant. We had her fixed, we had the males fixed, and we released them to where we found them. As God is my witness, only 6 times in the last 11 years have we missed feeding this colony of 3 cats. Winter, snow, rain, whatever. When I was there the other night calling for my cat that I've been feeding, now these are not domesticated pets. Under any circumstances could they live in a home, or I would have taken them in or found a home for them. Someone at the Shalom house called the cops and said I was feeding a wild animal. Now, is this the kind of time and expense we're going to put our city through, chasing down people who are feeding cats who have managed to live in the wildlife for 11 winters? I'm going to be reported for feeding a wild animal not on my property. The other 2, the 3 cats were together. One went one way. 2 of them went over to the now defunct driving range, and I feed them there too. I stay with them till they're finished eating. I take whatever food is left by them. I do this every night of my life. I do not understand why people who live in properties like the Shalom house that fronts the wetlands does not want to get along with the wildlife, whether it's the seagulls or the possum or the raccoon or, why are they living there? This isn't Linwood. We have the bay on one side of us and the ocean on the other side of us. We have plenty of wildlife here. Are we just supposed to ignore it? We're supposed to ignore injured cats, pregnant cats, stray cats?
I think we get your point.
Thank
So I thank you very much.